Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody, man? What's going on out there? Today, man, I got a good video that I'm going to be doing a reaction to today. And that video is it was a video that was out I think it was about a year ago, but it's been trending today on X, and then also it's been trending a lot on different social media sites and also on YouTube. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and do a video on it and a reaction video to it. But one of the things that we've been seeing all week is the Democrats are losing it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that Donald Trump became the president. Also, a lot of the black women who voted for Kamala Harris are having a meltdown online. Also, all of the, certain people out of the LGBT community are having a lot of issues with Donald Trump. Not only that, also the left-wing media has been having a kerfuffle of problems, you know what I'm saying, as it pertains to Donald Trump being the president-elect. But right now I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. I'm going to play this. This is his plan to dismantle the deep state. And the first video I'm going to show y'all is the one about the children. So for all the people that wanted to vote for Kamala Harris, hopefully this video kind of wakes you up about everything that has been going on that he says that he's going to stop. And then you can kind of see through this video why they were so afraid that Donald Trump was going to be the president. All right. So the D-Ray Show, shout out to you, D-Ray. Shout out to you. And yeah, when we about to get it started right now. And yeah, we're gonna get it on. Let's get it.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare.
This is exactly why they didn't want Trump to be the president. Because do you hear what he's talking about right now? He's talking about ending that gender affirming surgery that the left wing has been coming with, this whole thing, giving male children puberty blockers, trying to do all of this like gender affirming stuff that they go into the schools with, and the propaganda and the pushing of this nonsense on our children. He's going through and he's saying that when he gets into office, these are the things that he's going to undo. He's going to do it by an executive order. All right, here we go. I'm gonna back it up a little bit.
In all 50 states, it'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable.
Damn. What they seeing, man, is Trump got time today.
Today I got time, cuz.
Yeah, they like, man, look, what are we gonna do? Like the whole left-wing media is just like, man, we cannot. This dude is going, and now I see why people are trying to move out of the United States. This here with, and what's so sad about it with the Democratic Party is this, and Kamala Harris is demonic. This was a demonic plan that Kamala Harris was going to, trying to bring out on, the whole black population. You know what I'm saying? And it had to be stopped. You see how the Lord said it has to stop. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, Trump, swept everything, because you could clearly see that the ideologies that we were getting in school, that our children were getting in school, to having the drag queens come in there and, teach our children about, the LGBTQ community, that was just a small, a small number of people. But because they have the media, they projected this on everybody. And then you can see how the way that the America actually felt about it, the actual voters, they went and they voted for Donald Trump because how demonic it was. You get my point? And a lot of people out there don't want this type of thing being taught to their children, and these are the things that he's talking about, that he's going to sign an executive order once again gets into office. Let's continue.
We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding. As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will...
God damn, y'all hear that? He said that it's going to be, hold on, let me back it up a little bit. Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Today I got time, cuz.
Are male and female, and they are assigned genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they...
and that's a good thing too, man. I just wanted to think about, the black women. This is what y'all was voting for. Not saying all black women, but I looked at the statistics this morning. They said 90% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. And when you was voting for Kamala Harris just because she had dark skin, or you was voting for Kamala Harris just because she talked about abortion, these are the things that you was voting for. You was voting for these things to be made available to your children. These were the things that you were voting for also when you was voting for the Democratic Party. You was voting for drag queens to come in there and teach your son that he could possibly be a girl. You know, understand what I'm saying? And this is why identity politics does not work. This is why we tell y'all that you should trust in the Lord, because this here is demonic. And what's so crazy about it is that the devil the Bible speaks of has to come out and take the side of morality, which is horrible. You know what I'm saying? But like he said, he's going to make sure that the only two genders that are recognized is the male and female. Let's go. Let's back it up a little bit.
Establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports, and we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Let me go ahead. I just gotta switch my camera around. Mm, 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 mm. Look at that, man. You see that? That is because, you know, we've been listening to the Democrats. You know, this is the pushback that's going to be happening, and they were shaking in their boots because this is what we're going to get. Now, at some point, you got to understand that it got to be some sort of pushback. Everything is not going to always be the way that it is, you know, the way that we would like it to be. You know what I mean? A lot of people who voted for Kamala Harris want it to be like this, not because you feel that those things are right. It's because you want to follow after the oppressor. You want to follow after the white woman. You want to follow after the Leviticus. You want to follow after their ideology. Black women don't think like this. Black women don't think like that. Hispanic women don't think like that. But because we want to follow after, you know, that white woman, these are the things, these are the issues that are now the issues of the black woman. You know what I mean? And, you know, y'all feel free to call in if you want to. The phone lines is open. And I'm going to go ahead and get into the next video. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. And the water to Officer Marad, man, for teaching me some stuff, man, on this thing, man.
Today I got time, cuz.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Officer Marad. You know what I'm saying? I know you. I don't know if he's of course, I don't know. He might not be listening right now, but at least, you know, shout out to him because he was actually you know, he showed me some tricks that I learned. Hold on 1 second. I just want to very quickly just check my feed just to see how my feed is going. And yeah, shout out to everybody who's in here right now. You know, appreciate everybody, man, who's checking in. Appreciate y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and play the next video, and it's going to be even better than the first one. All right, let's get it.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know we're.
And so, and it's real quick, you know, this is what they were so afraid of when they were saying, well, he's going to go after his political enemies. He's going to get revenge. And this is what they were talking about, because they know that they did this, exactly what he's talking about, these judges and this corrupt system. He's going to go after it because, of course, you know, they used it on him. But this is what they were afraid of. And I hope that he does all of it. You know what I mean? I hope he does all of it. I hope he gets everybody back. I hope he shake this whole thing up. And I hope that, you know, by our people's heart being broken from him being elected, hopefully that opens up our eyes. You know what I mean? Shout out to Captain Kahan.
We're wrong. or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. 4, corrupt, that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. 4th, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. 5th, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. 6th, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. 7th, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens.
And somebody let me know in the chat, you know what I mean? Like the whole deep state thing. Like if anybody knows anything about the deep state, let me know what that is. Y'all can hit me up in the chat, or you can call in as well. I'm not too familiar with the deep state, what he's exactly talking about, but if y'all know, then y'all just let me know. All right, let's get it.
Citizens, or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. 8th, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. 9th, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on. It is taking place all the time, like with.
What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, shalom. I'm Sapatazi calling in from Wilmington, Delaware.
What's going on?
Everything's well. Hey, so when he's talking about a couple of those propositions he said he was going to do, I think it was like 6 or 7. He was talking about getting the spies, uncovering the spies or getting the spies out of here, or the people that's able to, sway government. That's AIPAC and those people like that. That's why it doesn't make sense. Trump has just controlled opposition. It all sounds good, but actually is Satan going to cast out Satan? No.
Right. Because see, he was talking about. So, are you talking about like BlackRock and all those different things like that? Is that what they would say the deep state is?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. BlackRock, all of those different organizations. Yeah, of course, BlackRock, because BlackRock owns like all these different companies out here.
So when he says that he's going to, like, okay, so why do you think
it's just like it's lip service? It's just actually lip service, because there's people that's on, like, okay, on the right wing, there's people who believe in the shadow government, deep state. You'll hear those terms like that, and more so like the militia groups. He's speaking. It's like dog whistle terms to them, but actually, how is he going to be able to? How AIPAC in those places who, like the Israel lobby, that's so big. You can't get up with them. They got both sides of it. They control the Democrat and the Republican.
Okay, so you're saying that he's just basically saying that just to send a dog whistle to certain people, but at the end of the day, he's not gonna do what he's talking about right now. But because it sounds good, it just seems like the thing that he could say to get people who are afraid, or not afraid, but the people who are tired of these, like he would say, the deep state. he would be able to get them on his side.
He's told what he's supposed to be, but he's like, okay, they're making you think that you're getting a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's going to actually come and do something different. What has he ever done different? They both still going to support what they support. Now, okay, when it comes to the issues, the moral issues of transgenderism, when it comes to those type of issues, then okay, those are good, right? Mm-hmm. But is that okay? Him being in okay, he's popular now with black people, so it's not going to have the same effect that it had before, where it kind of galvanized black people to to come together. No, now it's just more black people that just have just been one to the other side now. Right.
Because what's so crazy about it is like like when you see like all over like social media and different things like that, like CNN, MSNBC, all of those different news outlets, they having like a total meltdown. And the one thing that they kept on saying, Trump is going to be the end of democracy. Trump is going to be the end of this. He's going to be the end of that. But then it's like, when you listen to this video, it kind of sounds like what they're mad about is that he's going to potentially stop some of the corruption that they had well established for the last, amount of, the last few years. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, of course.
Yeah.
But it just sounds like, that they're trying to, that some of the, like, even like what we were talking, you had just mentioned just a second ago when you said about the schools, like taking away the gender affirming surgery and all of those types of things, like or it could be just that, right? Like when people are thinking that why they saying that democracy is going to be over, because those are the things that he's trying to stop when the left is trying to push those things on the children.
So yeah, I believe that. I believe that when they talk about like maybe democracy and maybe in that aspect, when they say they're taking away, you're right. So if they're, they didn't reduce democracy to that now, to where it's like, okay, if you don't have the right to kill a damn kid, you're not living in a democracy.
And what was so crazy about black women is, they was voting for, abortion when abortion is not even it's not even federal no more. Abortion is left up to the state now because Roe v. Wade got dismantled. So now it's under the state. So if black women were trying to vote for the abortion issues, then the best thing that they probably should have done was at least voted in their local elections. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even supposed to, we don't agree with voting either, but right. I'm just saying, they were using that as an issue on a federal level. And this is why so many black women were trying to vote for Kamala Harris, when even if Kamala Harris was to get elected, she still wouldn't be able to get those things through Congress. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what I think, what you said is one of the bigger pictures that, black people need to be asked. Like, what will we stand to lose if we don't vote? Right. Look at what's going on. What will we have lost?
Right. And go ahead. I'm sorry. You was. I'm going to cut you off.
No, we would have still learned the lesson that America is still going to run with or without you, with or without your vote.
Right. And you see, I mean, he went past party lines. Now he has, Trump has the Senate and the House.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. And just on a politic level, it's going to be hard for the Democrats to actually get the Senate and the House back.
Right.
Because remember, Trump is only a president for 4 years. When whoever the next president is, if Kamala comes back, and if she's running against J.D. Vance or whoever they choose, it's still going to be a landslide again.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give it back to him. It's going to be hard.
One of the things too, while I got you on the phone, one of the things too, I just wanted to ask you about real quick was, I watched the video yesterday where they said that that this is the end of the celebrity endorsement. Do you think that this is the end of the celebrity endorsement? Because they said that with Taylor Swift and LeBron James and Cardi B, I mean, and they got they got hundreds of they got millions of supporters. Like I think like Taylor Swift like had like 100 and something million followers. LeBron James had like 100 and something million you know, followers. You know, Cardi B, DL Hughley, all of these people, and it still did not work. Even Oprah came out and it still didn't work. So they were saying that this could very well be the end of the celebrity endorsement, because at this point nobody gives a damn about what a celebrity says. So like, do you think that that has some validity to that?
I think it has some validity to it. It could be the end of the entertainment era as far as endorsement, but it may not be. They just may find a different way, a subtle way to, you know, a different way to use them. That's it.
Right.
Just them coming out and twerking and just on stage like that. That wasn't enough for Black people this time. But you know, they're still going to try to find a different way to galvanize people to come in there and vote for, you know, the Democratic Party. But I think that what's already done is the shift. Okay, the mindset of Black people to really see what's going on in politics has already been, you know, the seed has already been planted. Okay, Black people we've been voting for, you know, Democrats for I don't know how many hundreds of years, but then now the shift has gone to the Republicans. So then once Black people see that nothing is going to change on the Republican side, that they're just doing the same thing, they're just saying, hey, you haven't lost anything over there. Why don't you just vote for me over here? But then, okay, so yeah, you're going to get a lot of Black people that say, yeah, okay, well, let me go over here and see what happens. And then when you go over there, it's just like, now you got to go over there and still see, you know, all the way to the end that nothing's going to happen. And then that will maybe hopefully start to, you know, put more trust in us.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, what's crazy about this video is that, you know what I mean? Like, it's starting to resurface now because I think a lot of people didn't pay. I mean, well, you know, I'll say it like this. A lot of people didn't pay attention because the original video only had like 2 million views. You know what I mean? And it's far more voters. He had far more voters than who saw this video. You know what I mean? So what I think is that it's starting to come back around now, and the people are starting to put it out now just to kind of remind everybody what's, you know, his 10-point plan that he was talking about. And they actually glossed over a lot of it because of course, you know, everybody was so worried about immigration and the economy. But, you know, they didn't see this part here. I mean, they didn't really, he didn't talk about, you know, ending like the gender affirming surgeries and different like things like that into the schools and how he was going to do it with the federal government, because maybe that could have cost some voters. But what I see now is like it's coming out, and of course this is why it's trending today, and people are going to start to see it. And now if they wasn't afraid then, they definitely going to be afraid now. And so I could definitely see where the LGBT is would feel a little bit afraid from this.
Donald Trump was, you know, able to beat Kamala Harris by appearing to be more moral. That's it. He just ran on having, you know, appearing to have more morals, because of course, when the doors get shut, these Edomites do whatever, so, they all evil. So, everybody says it. I'm just voting for the lesser of two evils. So we understand that the entities that we're voting for are evil. We just try to pick the less one. So, but he just appeared to be more moral than her.
Yeah, so and that's what's crazy, man. Now that you at a standpoint, and I remember we was on Commander General Yohana's show, and he was basically saying that same thing. Like, we're not for Trump or Kamala, but I mean, damn, I mean, it got to be bad. You know what I mean? And when you get pushback from the people that were notoriously known to be racist, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's like how long you want to be nasty? You know what I mean? The Democratic Party, like how many years you think you're just going to be nasty? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, that's all Kamala Harris ran on. Just like what you want, like what orifice you wanted to stick your rod in. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
right. Right.
No, go ahead.
So like it. No, I was about to say if I may, She actually didn't have anything that she was running on. Like, she just really just didn't have literally nothing that she was running on other than abortion. Abortion and what else?
Abortion.
She may have said something about the borders or something, but her main topic was women's rights. And there's a state representative here. Her name is something Blunt. I'm not sure if she won or not. Black lady, but that was her whole thing. She, her campaign. The people that was on her campaign said, yeah, she's Planned Parenthood picked her because she knows what women need or something like that. I was like, wow, damn, listen, black women fighting for Planned Parenthood.
Right.
Wow.
It's horrible, man. It is so horrible. And in a way, I'm actually glad, but glad that he became the president so that we can really see the racism and we can really see and then, really address those things, because it's going to be right in front of your face. One of the things, like I said, and I said it earlier in the show, is that, Captain Kahoney put a post out on Facebook that said, sometimes the Lord has to break your heart to open your eyes. And I think that was a very, very good post. And it was actually the post of the day for me. But and it's a lot of, it's a real jewel in that, you know what I'm saying, to know that. And hopefully by the Lord broke women's heart, or black women's heart. You know what I'm saying? He broke their heart, because man, bro, when you see some of these TikTok videos of them just having meltdowns, you got women on there saying that black men don't deserve no sex for the next 4 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I know. Those TikTok rooms and the clubhouses are probably crazy, man.
Yeah. So,
but if I could, I got one question. So, how many with the videos that you plan, the propositions or whatever Trump said, like it was a 10-point plan?
Yeah, it was a 10-point plan.
Hopefully, maybe he can add number 11, which is if you haven't heard of this story right here, it's this Republican representative from Kentucky. His last name is Massey. I think it's like Thomas Massey or something. But he's the one that brought out how Congress paid out $17 million in hush money for the sexcapades of our congressman, essentially. And so, hopefully he adds that in, start cleaning up everything if you're going to start with,
Yeah, for sure. Definitely that'd be a great story. We could come back on and we could do that story if you want. You know what I mean? We could definitely do that story. I'm going to finish out the rest of the video. I think I got maybe another minute on it. I mean, you're welcome to hang out, or if not, then the water for the call.
Oh, Salam, yeah, that's all I wanted to call. Salam.
All right, no sweat. All right, so y'all see, the water for the call. So let's go ahead and finish it, and to see where what Trump is talking about. I'm gonna back it up a little bit just so that we can get some clarification on where we're at in the video. So let me go back a little bit. Here we go.
Campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on. It is taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to oppose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
So there you go.
It's time.
There you go. Oh, let me go back up. So there you go. You know, hopefully, you know, we learned something, and you know, this is you know, I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Just want to do a quick reaction video to that. The water for everybody that was in the comment section. Appreciate your comments. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and thumb up the video, you know, because this helps to get out to other people. If you found value in the video, then give me a like, you know what I mean? Possibly subscribe. If not, then at least give me a like, and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Remember, sometimes the Lord has to break your heart to open up your eyes. And yeah, the water to you said insightful video. So I appreciate that. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. All right, let's get it.